Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I am your host, One Man, Three Hearts, and I want to give a warm hump day welcome to all of our OG Heart Train passengers, our subscribers, our members, and all of our new viewers who are joining us for the first time today. Welcome to our Dialysis and Dialogue Live. I'm coming out soon. Welcome this morning. We really hope that you are enjoying a wonderful week so far. For those of you that are still having a little bit of trouble, remember, it's never too late to turn things around. You can always make things better, and we hope to help you with that here on One Man, Three Hearts. Chat, please help me to show some love this morning. Let's get our dialysis and dialogue off to a strong start. Hit that like button, double tap your screens, hit the top right corner, three-dot drop-down menu, and hit that thumbs up button. Good morning, USA in the chat. We love to see it. How are you? I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for joining us this morning for our dialysis and dialogue. USA says good morning from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Nice. Very cool, very cool. Welcome. Well, USA, I hope that you will sub up and join our amazing community here on One Man, Three Hearts. Become part of the Heart Train. We would love to have you. I'm coming out. I bet you guys are so confused when you see the title, like, wait, coming out? I thought he already came out. What's going on? Well, we'll be getting into that in just a few minutes, guys. I'm streaming live from dialysis this morning, getting my Wednesday morning treatment. I'm about 20 or so minutes into treatment, and I still have about 3.5 hours to go. So I really appreciate you guys being here with me to keep me company, but to also join in our discussion this morning. Elaine, one of our dear and loyal members, here with us this morning. How are you? Good to see you. Good morning. Producer Jennifer, good morning. It's great to see you. Happy hump day, my friend. Happy hump day, guys. We are here and we are ready to rock. We got our jazz music is back. Yes, producer Jennifer is thanking USA for subbing up and sharing their location. So chat, this morning's dialysis and dialogue discussion is surrounded around my dialysis confessions. So I want to share with you a little bit more insight and in depth about dialysis, the journey for a second kidney transplant, especially as we prepare to close out Organ Donation Month. I think it's really important that we discuss and raise awareness about just how necessary it is for me to get this second kidney and how much it will transform my quality of life and overall existence and my ability to move forward with my movement to hashtag MoveMFM. Now, just a little bit of a backstory for those of you that may be new or not fully familiar with my story. I would like to share with you that I have now been back on dialysis for the second time for over 7 years. I actually just made 7 years in January. And again, this is my second time being back on dialysis. My kidneys originally failed back in 2004 while waiting for my second heart transplant. Yes, that's right. My second heart transplant. I spent 7 months in the ICU where my kidneys failed as I was waiting for my heart transplant. Originally, the doctors had planned to transplant both my heart and kidney at the same time, but because I was so extremely weak, during that time, and my body had really deteriorated in the 7 months when it came time for transplant. My medical team did not think that I was safe enough to go through with the transplant. And so at that time, they only transplanted the heart, putting me on dialysis for 2.5 years. Now, I will tell you, and I've told you this before, that initial time being on dialysis, one, I had no idea what dialysis was. I had never been presented with dialysis. Nobody that I knew was on dialysis. It was something that I had vaguely heard of. And so, similar to a lot of you, I had a lot of questions. There was a lot of unknown. For those of you that would like to know more about that, you guys can check out my second kidney transplant playlist video where I actually take you through a whole dialysis treatment. I share with you what the transplant process is like. I actually have one video which highlights the moment that I received an offer last year, but I wasn't able to accept for a reason that you'll find out in the video. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome into our Dialysis and Dialogue live stream discussion. So good to have you guys in here. Happy hump day. I hope that everybody's having a wonderful week so far. And if not, give us some time to try to change that for you. Zoe! Good morning. It's great to see you. Well, good evening to you over in your part of the world. Producer Jennifer says, Dialysis Confessions happening live here on One Man, Three Hearts. The real behind the scenes dialogue. Zoe, good morning, good morning. All right, cool. Well, I'm glad to see you here for our Dialysis and Dialogue. I'm coming out soon. And by that I mean I'm coming out of dialysis, baby. We are getting this kidney. And I feel it when I tell you the producer Jennifer and I have been witnessing so many God winks that lets us know energetically that this kidney is on the way. And it's been so amazing, and I can't wait for that moment because you, here on One Man, Three Hearts YouTube, will be the first to find out when I get that call. It could be right now. Chat, it could really be right now. Any minute we could just get a call. It could be later this afternoon while I'm taking my recovery nap. I get a call, I'm woken up, we gotta go. It could be this weekend, anytime. And so we are going to be prepared and ready. But I want to share with you guys this morning why I am so ready for this kidney. Why is it so difficult for me to go through dialysis? And why is it imperative that I receive this new organ? Barb Thorne joining us this morning. How are you, Barb? Good morning. First Amendment is with us. Girls get hiccups too. Oh, guys, we are ready to rock and rally. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Guys, sending you all so much positive energy, so much love. And I hope that you guys are all feeling amazing. Yes, producer Jennifer is reminding the chat that we go live every day. And as we know, miracles happen on the heart train. They sure do. So as I was sharing with you, my first time on dialysis, I was 21 years old. I was still in the mindset that this was the prime of my life. I'm turning 21, like a normal, quote unquote normal. What's normal? But like a typical 21-year-old, I should say. I wanted to go out and party with my friends and go clubbing and drinking. And so dialysis quite clearly put a hold on all of that. Now, again, for those of you that are not familiar with dialysis, because I do not urinate at all whatsoever, that causes a significant amount of toxins to build up in my body. Now that includes everything that I drink and eat. So everything that I consume sits in my body in between my dialysis treatments. And dialysis is a way to cleanse my body of all of those toxins. So my blood, as you can see here, which is connected to my catheter, these are the way that my blood is cleaned. So there is two accesses. One is to pull the blood to the machine to clean the blood, and then one is to return it back to me. Now again, because I was in my early 20s, still very mature, I was still in the mindset of that boy with a book, and dialysis was just so overwhelming for me. Everything about it. The discipline that is needed, the restraint when it comes to not overdoing certain foods or even my fluid intake, because I'm restricted to about 2 liters of fluid between treatments. And for those of you that want a visual of that, that's about like 2 full bottles of water a day. And so I'm sure you can imagine, like this past weekend, for example, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes it could be because I have food that is too salty, but I try to avoid that as best I can. But this weekend, for example, I just could not quench my thirst. I kept on drinking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to pay the price on Monday, because naturally, the more fluid that I consume is the more fluid that has to be removed. And my body feels that. It really takes a toll on me when they have to draw more fluid out from my system. And so I try to be conscious of that when I'm overdoing it. I try to tell myself, listen, Chris, it's better to kind of suffer a little bit and be thirsty than to feel absolutely awful after treatment. Girls Get Hiccups too says, I didn't know you couldn't go. Wow, I'm sorry. I know, girls, listen, a lot of people don't realize that. And that's what I'm saying. I do not fault you or blame you whatsoever, because I was the same way. I only learned about dialysis and became so versed in what it is because I'm on dialysis. So I don't fault you whatsoever. And again, yes, I have not urinated or peed at all in the last 7 years. But I'll tell you what, guys. This is what I say when I've been sharing Godwinks with producer Jennifer. Most recently, I've been having these random urges to pee. Now, those are referred to as phantom urges, but I also noticed that I have been urinating the tiniest amounts. And so I really feel in my heart and soul that that is the universe and God's way of letting me know that my kidney is coming. And so we are coming out soon, baby. It's going to happen any minute. And I'm so ready for it. Barb Thorn. Yeah, not much at all. It's very, very little. And like I said, especially around this time of the year, as the weather gets warmer, it's hotter outside, that becomes more and more of a challenge. Now, I want to share with you guys that back when I was on dialysis the first time, right? Like I told you, it was very difficult for me to manage this new lifestyle. I could not handle it. And so there were things that I would do that were so terrible for my body. So I would actually go into my room with a bottle of water, and I would chug the entire bottle of water and then proceed to make myself regurgitate. Is that the appropriate word? All of that water that I had just drank into a garbage can that I had in my room. I didn't want to go in the bathroom because I thought that would be too obvious, and so I tried to hide. And I went on doing this for months until essentially, like I said, I started to pay the price because it was irrigating my esophagus. Very similar to somebody who struggles with bulimia, for example. And I was making myself bulimic by consuming all of this water and throwing it up. I would tell myself, you know what? I'll enjoy the satisfaction of a nice cold bottled water, and then I'll just puke it up. It won't count. And that was super dangerous. I did not realize that in my attempt to try to cheat the system, that I was only hurting myself. And similar to what happened with my heart, later down the line is when I paid the price. Now, guys, similar, we discussed this last week in our Wednesday morning dialysis and dialogue. This idea that if you don't take care of yourself, now you will pay the price in 10, 15, 20 years' time. Producer Jennifer said, behind the scenes, as you speak, I received a message from a very supportive sub, and this is what is read. 27th is Kidney Day. Mind went right to prayers up for all that, for the call. Winks at the heart train and hopeful. Let's go! That's coming up fast. AZ Homegrown 85. What's going on? How are you? Welcome to our discussion. So AZ says, when I'm thirsty and I can't quench my thirst, I suck on a piece of candy. I don't know if that is something you can do. Just a thought. AZ, that is great advice, and it is something that I do. So, in an effort to quench my thirst, I'll try to suck on a mint, or lollipops are really good, and that's something that I tried my very best to do the first time around. I was on dialysis, and it helped tremendously. Drea, good morning. Guys, our MVP, Drea, one of our OG Wheel housewives of One Man, Three Hearts, joining us in the chat and saying good morning. I'm always looking forward to these morning lives. I'm so glad that you do, Drea, because I do too. It's a great way to kick off the day on the right foot, the right mindset, and make sure that we are all feeling positive. Olivia Lyons is with us. How are you, honey? Good to see you. She's a slut mess. Good morning, honey. How are you? It's good to see you. Barb Thorne is asking, what about popsicles? Now, Barb, that is a great suggestion, and it does help, especially in the summertime, but I have to be careful because that is also considered fluid. So anything that melts at room temperature is considered fluid. Anything that melts at room temperature is considered fluid. So popsicles, even ice chips, but it's better than, let's say, chugging a full glass of water or juice. You know, I would definitely opt for the popsicle because it quenches your thirst, but it's a smaller amount. Now, again, I do discuss this in my dialysis videos in the My Second Kidney Transplant Journey playlist. But I have to really also pay attention to my diet because, once again, things like potassium, phosphorus can build up in my system and be very dangerous. You know, potassium can be very dangerous for the heart. Some of you were here on the live stream on a Sunday morning when my heart actually stopped because I had overdone the potassium. Foods that are high in potassium, for example, are bananas, French fries, avocados, cream cheese, tomato sauce. And, you know, for my OGs, you guys know that I find that I really believe that I was born Italian in a previous life because that is my favorite type of food to eat, and it's literally the worst for a dialysis patient. But I will share with you a little secret. Hold on, I gotta make sure the coast is clear. I don't want to get in trouble. But when I do try to cheat a little bit, if I will have, let's say, a chicken parm, or if I get a burger and I want to have a little bit of fries on the side, I will try to do so on the nights before dialysis. Now, you're not supposed to do that. And the dietitian says, listen, if you have any tricks up your sleeve or whatever, do not tell me. I don't want to know. Okay, as long as your blood work and your numbers look good, I don't need to know. But that's my little trick. So, and even then, I still get nervous, especially after the whole potassium heart stopping incident. So, like, for example, on a Thursday night, I might get a burger and then get some truffle fries on the side and sneak in a couple. She's a Slot Mess says, hi, I'm good, thank you. I was watching your very first live yesterday. Jack is a day one. He sure is. He sure is. Oh my gosh. My gosh, that was when I was in my what's the word? My, I guess, early stages of doing lives. Can you notice how much I have grown from a boy with a book to a man with a movement? She's a Slot Mess. I'm sure you can pick up on it because producer Jennifer has done some tremendous behind the scenes work to polish me and get me more, excuse me, good, more professional in my keynote speaking. Drea, with that incident, is asking, was it because the potassium was too high or too low? In that situation, it was because it was too high. I believe, Mom, do you remember what it was? It was like 7 point something, 7, yeah. Yeah, it was close to 8, which is very dangerous. You really want it to be anywhere between 3 and 5. Maximum is a 5, yeah. The quiet car for one man, 3 hearts on dialysis. Ooh, that could be a fun car. Imagine the Heart Train family aiming for 90 minutes of quiet chat together. Mind blowing. I don't, that one, listen, I have a lot of confidence in the Heart Train. That one, I don't know if they could do. I don't know if they could help themselves. AZ wants to know, do they do a blood test each time you have to go for dialysis? So actually, they do it once a month for our total blood panel to check us out and make sure that we are on track. And it's usually in like the middle of the month. But they do also draw potassium levels weekly because that one is very sensitive in comparison to the phosphorus. Barb says, I sure like you. Aw, thank you. Thank you. Girls Get Hiccups too wants to know, is this your first YouTube channel? No, so this actually, I started to reserve the name back, oh my god, I think 2020. And then I relaunched. I didn't have really anything on it. I had one video, less than 50 subscribers. And when I was introduced to producer Jennifer and her award-winning production team, and we began working together, she suggested that I relaunch my YouTube channel. And since then, we have been explosive. And a little behind the scenes to celebrate with all of you guys this morning. We just broke 47,000 passengers here on the Heart Train. And we want to shout out every single one of you, show you love, and say thank you so very much. Guys, we are on the road to 50K subscribers. We are trying to hit that by June. And the next 100K. Bridget Canty. Good morning, good morning. Wow, we have a lot of you new viewers joining us this morning. Welcome, welcome. My name is Christoph. It's so nice to meet you. I'm living with a very rare genetic muscle condition called myofibrillar myopathy. My particular gene that is mutated is Desmond myopathy. As a result, it has slowly weakened my muscles over time, and now I am a fully disabled quadriplegic trached and on life support who requires the assistance of 24/7 live-in care. Yes, producer Jennifer is reminding us that we have our birthday coming up. We turn 2 on June 1st. 47,000 subs this morning. YouTube cleaned out a ton of bot subs. Bots love One Man, Three Hearts. They sure do. She's a slot mess. Dropping a very generous teal super this morning, saying, "Soupy for Chris. Hope your treatment doesn't kick you in the butt today." And a big hello to Mama Heart. Oh, thank you, honey. She says hi. She says hi, guys. Olivia Lyon says, "I think I need help, Christoph." Olivia, I would love to help you. Olivia, listen, we have two options from my life coaching. You can either take advantage of my group life coaching in our memberships to the Life Coach Club Car. That's one option, and really, in my opinion, that's the best value for your dollar. We'll offer group life coaching sessions once a month for an hour. And right there's not too many people in the membership, so you'll really be getting quality one-on-one time, essentially. But if you'd like to have a more private one-on-one, you can check out my life coaching program by emailing me at oneman3hearts@gmail.com, Olivia. I'd love to work with you and help you. And that goes to everybody in the chat. Anybody that feels that they need a little boost, a little help to achieve their true potential, get through those roadblocks, check out my membership Life Coach Club Car or email me for some more private sessions. W's in the chat for "She's a slot mess," guys. W's in the chat, and don't forget to keep the momentum up by double tapping your screens, hitting the top right corner and 3-dot drop down menu to like and thumbs up the live. Olivia, well, listen, I'm not trained to help you medically or professionally, but I am definitely willing to be a shoulder for you to lean on and to help you and encourage you. Olivia, yes, they do cost money. But listen, if that is not an option for you, we have plenty of free content here on the channel that is sure to boost and lift you up. You can watch our previous lives in the One Man, Three Hearts Alive Lives playlist. You can check out our video section. All of that is sure to definitely help you and give you a good boost and reminder. Olivia Lyons, the membership for the Life Coach Club Car is $49.99 per month. And you could always join for 1 month and see how you like, and then, proceed from there. So guys, back to our dialysis and dialogue. So as you can see here, I have a catheter for my dialysis access. Now the first time I was on dialysis, that was not the case. Some of you may be familiar with what's called a fistula, where the surgeon, the kidney surgeon, will attach your artery to a vein, and that will create a bigger, it'll cause your artery to grow, and that'll then be your access point. They use 2 needles, and the needles are... No, you guys don't understand. This is not a needle to draw blood. We're not talking about a butterfly. We're talking about 15, 16 gauge needles. These things look like they could puncture a tire on your car. I'm not joking. And those are the needles that are used for your access. Now again, the fistula needs time to what they call mature and develop. And so the more you use it, the bigger it gets. Now I will share with you that was something that I was very self-conscious about, because it made my arm look deformed, essentially. And I hated how it looked. It was one of those things that I was just so upset by. I didn't want to wear short sleeve shirts because I didn't want people to see my arm. I was similar to so many of the things that I went through. I was trying to hide it, conceal it. I was embarrassed by it. I was insecure. And that's what I mean when I say that reflection can be very powerful, because now when I look back and I think to myself, it was so silly and so unnecessary for me to worry about something like that. I would give anything to go back in time and have that be my biggest concern. To still be walking, to still be able to take care of myself, to dress myself, to even be able to have the opportunity to put on a long sleeve shirt versus a short sleeve shirt. 11:11 chat. 11:11. Let's set our intentions. I am going to get this kidney. I am coming out soon. Dialysis will be a thing of the past. And I hope that you guys, whatever it is that you're facing, dealing with, whether it's medical or not, I hope that you are able to resolve it as well. Olivia, you're very welcome. You're welcome. Yes, a bot is a computerized handle that acts like a person. 11:11. Shout out producer Jennifer Cascardo as we set our intentions. I'm just wondering if the bot is more harmful or helpful. Well, it's not helpful only because it's not true organic engagement. It's like fake. It's not real. And they're spam, but it's not very often. Those bots are spam accounts. They just clog up the feed, and then other people who are genuine organically interested in being part of the channel, they get kicked out because it's so crowded. And like the amount of bots on all platforms is kind of getting insane. Producer Jennifer and I were talking about that last night. It's like wild. You would not even imagine. Bot stimulates a false sub and view. The cleanup is retroactive wipe. Producer Jennifer is also sharing that bots can also be gifted by a member or random selections. So possible member counts equals a roller coaster. Chat, we have 13 likes. We have 13 likes. Let's keep that momentum going. You know my number is 13. Double tap your screens. Hit the top right corner, 3-dot, drop down menu. Do any of you here in the chat know somebody that's on dialysis, or are you on dialysis perhaps yourself? How many of you are familiar with dialysis or know somebody that's on dialysis? Now, another thing that a lot of people don't realize is that I still have both of my original kidneys that I was born with. The same two kidneys that failed while I was waiting for my second heart transplant. They did not remove the kidneys during my transplant surgery. And so what they did was they placed the transplanted kidney in the left side of my groin. The left side of my groin. So it's in front. And so now I currently have 3 failed kidneys in my body. And what will happen when it comes time for transplant is they will place the 4th kidney, the new transplanted kidney, on the right side of my groin. So I've already had an evaluation. I had a test done and a sonogram to make sure that the area was fit for transplant. Now, the reason that they do not remove the previous kidneys, unless absolutely necessary, is because it's a huge risk for bleeding out. that can be very, very dangerous. And so, unless it's absolutely unavoidable, they try to leave the failed kidneys. Drea, right? Exactly. Again, this was something that I only found out as I went through the process, and I was very shocked about it. Now, even though my kidney is no longer working, my transplanted kidney, I do still have occasional, like, weird sensation in that area. Sometimes it could be like a stinging feeling. Again, like they said, phantom pains. And initially, I will share this with you, when I was first transplanted, because of the location of my scar where they put the transplanted kidney, I couldn't wear a belt around my pants for, I want to say, the first like year and a half. The area was just too sensitive, and if the buckle would rub up against the scar, oh my god, not a fun feeling. AZ Homegrown says, I wonder if your sensitivity to certain things, such as potassium, may give insight to someone who is not facing what you are, as things to be careful with and restrict intake. Yes, absolutely, definitely. And that's why I share, because I really want to be a voice for the voiceless. I want to also guide people that are struggling, that are feeling lost in whatever journey they may be going through, medical or otherwise, to let them know that, listen, hang in there. You have strength that you're not even aware of, and it's all about tapping into it, changing your mindset to a I can do attitude, believing in yourself. Elaine says, I didn't know the previous kidney is left in place. Very interesting. Yes, Elaine, yes. Dialysis Confessions, baby. Welcome, welcome. I'm happy to have so many of you here with us this morning, joining in the discussion. Mama T, coming back into the chat. How are you, honey? Welcome, welcome. Happy hump day, my friend. Mama T, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm hanging in there. We're in dialysis, and we are praying and setting intentions for me to get that kidney. The donor is coming. Hi. Welcome, welcome. Now, some of you may know this because you've watched the video, but dialysis basically runs on your blood pressure. That is the key factor when you're on dialysis. And you want to maintain a decent blood pressure throughout treatment. Now, one of the common things being on dialysis is low blood pressure. And if your blood pressure is too low, then they may not be able to remove an adequate amount of fluid. They may need to stop the treatment. They may need to stop pulling for, a certain period of time. It could be 10, 15 minutes, or just stop altogether. Now, also, that is the way that they determine your... Sorry, Mom. Sorry. And that is also the way that they determine what is called your dry weight. Now, the dry weight is when there's no more fluid left to pull, when you are fully dehydrated. And the only way that has really... that they can determine that is by two ways. So one, by if your blood pressure gets too low, it kind of is an indicator that there's nothing left to pull. Also by checking out your breathing and making sure that you are able to breathe, you're not short of breath, you don't have any fluid in your lungs. That's what happened to me most recently, leading to my chronic pneumonia. Or if you have swelling in your tissue, let's say it could be visible in your ankles, sometimes in your legs, your arms, your hands. For me, over the weekend, for example, by Sunday night, my hands were very puffy and glossy, which lets you know that I was fluid overloaded. Now, before and after every single treatment, we have to get weighed. There is a standing scale that I roll my wheelchair right up onto. They take my weight at the beginning of treatment and they compare it to my most recent weight after my last treatment. And the difference is how much fluid needs to be removed. So I'll give you an example. This morning, I came in at 85.8 kilograms. Now my wheelchair is 32.1 kilograms. So they subtract the weight of the wheelchair and that gives you my official weight for today. Now they take that weight, they subtract the weight from my weight after my last treatment, and so they saw that I was 1.5 liters above my dry weight. So that's the number they type into the machine. They have to add a little bit of extra because of the saline that's used to administer and return the blood. That has to be calculated as part of the weight. So today I'm currently set to remove about 2 liters of fluid. Producer Jennifer say, Christoph, the hospital tune-up has really helped. You're looking so much stronger, and may I add, fresh. Tune-up, baby. Yes, Producer Jennifer, thank you. Thank you so much. That makes me feel so good. Because I feel it, and I really appreciate when you guys can notice and see that as well. Drea said, oh, I never knew how important blood pressure is connected to dialysis. Yeah, Drea, it really is. Dialysis essentially revolves around your blood pressure. And the nurses, you could tell, when you first get into the chair, they take your blood pressure before doing anything to see where you're at for the day. And they always are so nervous if it's below 100, if the diastolic is below 100. Now, the thing is the reason they get concerned is because as soon as you start dialysis, like once the machine starts pulling, you're gonna drop. You'll probably drop about 10 points or so. And so if you're already low before even starting treatment, that is not good. And what they'll sometimes do is they'll give you a pill to raise the blood pressure. It usually takes about 20 minutes or so to kick in. And then they'll monitor the pressure throughout treatment, and if you need it, they'll give you that pill, or sometimes if your blood pressure is really low, then they will actually re-administer saline. So they'll give you some fluid back. And that has happened to me more times than I can tell you. Producer Jennifer knows because I always check in with her after dialysis, and sometimes if I'm running a little bit late, that's because they kept me, and they will re-administer the saline through the catheter. Relic! Good morning. I hope that you're having a great day too, buddy. Welcome to Dialysis Dialogue, our discussion about dialysis confessions behind the scenes. She's a slot that says, careful, Jennifer. You know how Miss Ellen Boazon gets when someone tells Chris how handsome he is. Ghost Unspeakable, how are you, buddy? Oh man, Producer Jennifer and I, we were so touched last night. We were reflecting on what a great dad you are, and we're just so proud of you, buddy. So happy to have you here on the Heart Train. Producer Jennifer says, at Slot Christoph, you are stunning. You are the smexiest dialysis host. At Ellen. Guys, I love you. I truly do. Oh, man. Thank you. I'm telling you, I just really appreciate the energy you bring to me. You're always making me laugh. You're just reminding me about how beautiful life is. And I thank every single one of you. 47,000 strong on the heart train of One Man, Three Hearts, baby. Oh my gosh. 50K, we are staring down your track. Ah, I love you guys. I love you. Ah. Also, I do want to share with you. So, a lot of you are probably wondering, so wait, you had your fistula the first time around? Well, what happened to that? Why do you have a catheter now? I was so self conscious. Remember, I told you I was very insecure about my fistula, and so naturally, when I had my transplant, not really fully understanding that the transplant only has a temporary lifespan, I was immediately so ready to reverse my fistula. I told my surgeon, I want this gone. I want you to do whatever you can. And he tried to talk me out of it to no avail. And he said, okay, well, we can close off the fistula. What the term is called ligating the fistula. So they ligated my fistula. Now they refuse to do that until they're absolutely certain that your kidney is fully functional. So it was about a year or so later that I opted to get the fistula ligation. Now, what happens with that is they cut off the fistula, and so it's no longer active. It no longer has what's called a thrill. The thrill is the way the doctors are able to see if the fistula is flowing. So, what they do is they place their pointer and middle finger over the fistula, and it'll feel like a vibration. It almost feels like an electric charge that's running through your arm or your leg, wherever the fistula is placed. Then that's what lets them know that the fistula is working and running smoothly. I no longer have a thrill because my fistula was closed off. And then it makes the fistula, it has superficial benefits where the fistula is not as pronounced. The fistula doesn't look as big on your arm. It's still noticeable, but definitely nowhere near as monstrous, I used to say. So I'm like going around like la da da, got my ligated fistula, not again realizing that because I had received a cadaver donor, the time would come sooner than later, that I would need another transplant. So I'm going into kidney failure. This is 2016, and guys, they now tell me we have to reopen or reconnect your fistula. I was so upset and mad about it. I did not want that to happen, but I did not have any choice. The reason for that is they prefer the fistula because it's a less of a risk for infection. Having a catheter is a foreign object in my body, and that just puts me at high risk for infection. And being that I'm already immunocompromised as a transplant patient, that is not optimal. So they make every attempt they can to use your own natural artery and vein. Now, they attempted to reconnect my fistula, and it was not successful. It was really just the flow was not good and not optimal for dialysis. You need to have a mature fistula. Now, what they try to do in place of that is they place what's called a graft. So that's like an artificial little plastic tube that they put in your arm to kind of try and help the fistula along. That was my second surgery to try to reconnect my fistula, and within days, that little plastic tube in my arm developed such a serious infection that it had to be removed immediately. My arm blew up. My arm was so red and itchy. I was having fevers. It was not good. And so then it was decided that because I needed my dialysis, that they would place in the catheter. Now, again, this is not an ideal situation, and most dialysis patients use a fistula for their access. But because I was not able to get my access reconnected, that's why I have a catheter. Now, I have to be very careful. I cannot get it wet whatsoever. I have to also make sure that I keep the area clean. I never touch or try to access the catheter once it's closed up and wrapped up by my dialysis nurse, and I also only let my dialysis nurses access my catheter. Since having this catheter in the last 7 years, I have had it changed twice because of infection. Now, if there is an infection, they cannot simply treat that with antibiotics. They actually have to switch out the entire catheter over what's called a wire. And they do that in the interventional radiology department of the hospital. So that's a separate area, not in the regular operating room, because they need to be able to have like radiology cameras to be able to look and see where they're placing the catheter. And because the bacteria can cling to the tubing and inside the catheter, that's why it can't be treated with just regular IV antibiotics. They actually have to switch out the whole thing. Now, again, one of the really high risks with the catheter is, again, bleeding. That's like one of the number one concerns when having any kind of procedure or surgery. And so, when initially changed, you have to be very vigilant and kind of check and make sure that you're not bleeding out too much in the initial days after surgery. Drea, thank you for the ruby, honey. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, now we just need one more member, and our YouTube bonus will be activated. Stop, mess, I love you. You are a happy one. You really are. If Levithia arrives, it's over. It's over. Thank you, Ghost. Ghost is encouraging everyone not to forget to like while you're here. Miss Sherry28. How are you, honey? Good to see you. Welcome to our Dialysis and Dialogue. UK Dove Girl. Oh my goodness. How are you, Lise? UK Dove Girl says, Mr. C. Hey, all community. Hey, lovely Jennifer, a timid hi. I'm here, nervous, but always watch replays. I know you do. Oh, UK, we love you. We're sending you so much healing energy. You're back, honey. You're back. Oh, there's nothing to be nervous about. We are here for you and we love you. Heart Train fam, everybody give UK Dove Girl a warm Heart Train family welcome back. Miss Sherry, hi. How are you? Welcome. My name is Christoph. It's so nice to meet you. Don't be nervous, big hugs. Yes. Is the heat on the chair on? Mom, is the heat on the chair on?
No, it is.
Thank you. We're so proud of you. UK Dove Girl, we are so proud. Chat, who's joining us tomorrow night? Tomorrow is the night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We are officially welcome Helene Neville as a Spotlight Victory guest on One Man, Three Hearts. Who is going to be joining us tomorrow? Let me see some running emojis in the chat. Yes, we have UK Duff Girl sprinkling peace on the chat. Amen, producer Jennifer. God, UK Duff Girl, please, you are not hijacking anything. We love you. Oh, we miss you too. We miss you just as much. And we always notice when one of you goes quiet, producer Jennifer especially. Very, very good at noticing that. And we love when producer Jennifer makes that call and you guys return. All right, Elaine. Well, for those of you that are not able to join, remember, you can always check out the replay. That'll be posted in the One Man, Three Hearts Alive Lives playlist. And on May 1st, we'll actually be going early, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, as we embark on that victorious run with Helene Neville. She is going to be taking on the last leg of the legendary Terry Fox's run, starting in Thunder Bay, Canada, and we will be right there at the starting line with her. That again is 9 a.m. Eastern Time before the kickoff. Slabmas, I hope that you're able to join us, guys. It's going to be such a powerful, powerful live. Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time with HeleneNeville.com. And in the meantime, you guys can check out Helene on her website, HeleneNeville.com. Guys, we just posted a promo short. Please show that some love. Help to stimulate the channel. Give it a like, share the message, invite a family, a friend, family member, or a friend to join us tomorrow night for Spotlight Victory, shining brighter than ever. April 24th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, guys. Can you put my leg down for me, please? Yeah. Producer Jennifer saying, no clip brought to you live with Christophe LaFontaine and Helene Neville. You really don't want FOMO for this broadcast, no? Nope, nope, nope. Ooh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh.
What you need?
That's it, I think.
You want a candy?
Yes, please. Now, chat, do you guys have any questions that you'd like to know about dialysis this morning? Anything that, you guys are curious about, that you may not understand? And also, if you really want to get a more in-depth explanation, please check out my second kidney transplant playlist video. We have some videos in there that really take you through dialysis. Thank you. Cool. Question, do you have to pay every 3 visits? So curious. What do you mean, do I have to pay? UK Dove Girl, can you elaborate? What do you mean by pay? Do you mean, do I have to pay for dialysis? Yes, producer Jennifer is absolutely right. Get your questions ready. Helene loves real-time inspiration. UK Dove Girl, no. No. So I have my insurance, thankfully, covers, but I am getting bills from dialysis. Kind of in the hole with that, because my insurance only covers partial. But I don't have to pay out of pocket, thank God. What I do have to pay for out of pocket is a respiratory therapist to accompany me. And that's why my mom has started to come with me to treatment so that we can save in that aspect, because we just could not keep up. We could not keep up. And guys, that's why I try to reiterate how much your support means to me. Whether it's financial or whether it's helping to move the train forward in my movement to hashtag MoveMFM, every little bit helps. And as producer Jennifer always reminds us, together we are stronger and together we will be victorious. I really appreciate you guys so very much because the medical expenses that are needed to maintain my existence, my safety, my quality of life are exorbitant. Exorbitant. Bubbabit. Nancy! I can't help but to say that you're handsome, Nancy. Thank you, Nancy. You're making me blush over here, Nancy. Thank you. That's so sweet of you to say. Happy hump day, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Nancy, are you new here on One Man, Three Hearts? UK Dove Girl, no worries. I'm happy to explain. You know, it's very confusing, especially for people that do have free health care. Respiratory monitoring is urgent, yes. Now, that is another behind the scenes fact is that because I am trached and on a ventilator, it was very difficult for me to get into outpatient dialysis. When I first had kidney failure with my transplanted kidney, I actually was in the hospital for an additional 3 weeks longer than I needed to be because no outpatient dialysis center was willing to accept me with a trach and being on a ventilator. You have to understand, guys, and we touched on this in I'm a Medical Mystery, but don't underestimate my live. But being that I am trached on a ventilator, that is not a common thing to see in outpatient whatsoever. Most people who are trached and vented are in the ICU, or at the very least, they're admitted to the hospital. And so this is not something that they see at all. I'm literally the only person in this entire unit and in multiple units in my area that is actually trached and on a ventilator throughout treatment. And so because the center just does not want to assume the risk that comes with being on a ventilator, it's a very big deal. They require that I have a respiratory therapist present for all of my treatments. Now, it was only because my mom physically came to the center and spoke with the nursing manager and actually showed them my social media to demonstrate just how alive and full of life I actually am, despite what it seems like on paper. That was when they compromised and said, okay, we're willing to accept him, but he must be observed by a respiratory therapist throughout his treatments. Now, again, that was not at all covered by insurance, and so we had to pay out of pocket for a respiratory therapist to accompany me to my treatments. Guys, when I tell you they would not even start cleaning my dressing for my catheter until the respiratory therapist was physically present. That's how seriously they take it. And again, as you know, finances started to get more strenuous and it was harder to keep up. You know, my mother, thankfully, being a medical professional, was able to speak with the team here and negotiate allowing her to stay since she knows everything about the ventilator. Back when I was first trached in 2010, my family was trained and on all aspects of the ventilator, so they are certified to handle the machinery. And thankfully, otherwise, guys, I don't even know. I don't even want to think about what would happen because I couldn't get treatment. If I did not have a therapist, they are not doing dialysis, and that would then cause me to have to be admitted back into the hospital. Readmitted, I should say. Nancy, thanks for saying hi. We love when our OG subs step forward for One Man, Three Hearts. Thank you, guys. Well, chat, I think that's a wrap. I want to get out before the cramps get too bad this morning. But I'm sending you all so much. I hope that you enjoyed this morning's Dialysis and Dialogue, Dialysis Confessions. And I'm really excited to be coming out of dialysis soon. The transplant's on the way, guys. It's coming. I feel it. I know that it's here. And my life is going to completely change for the better. Because myopapillary myopathy is strictly weakness. Everything else that your boy deals with is as a result of kidney failure and being on dialysis. So I am patiently waiting for my miracle gift, my third miracle gift. No, this will be my fourth. Oh my gosh, my fourth miracle gift. Have a blessed day, everybody, guys. Thank you all so much for your support. This morning's Dialysis and Dialogue was sponsored by 5heartsmerch.com. Be sure to check it out at the quick link in the bio description of our homepage. Visit and check out the new hashtag Move MFM series. It is fire, baby. And also, guys, please support our most recently posted short, the promo for tomorrow. Help to boost that by liking, commenting, and sharing. Tomorrow night, everybody, 8:30 p.m., a special episode of Spotlight Victory here on One Man, Three Hearts as we welcome keynote Helene Neville. Can't wait to introduce her to all of you guys and be inspired as we hashtag move MFM forward. Chat, we cannot go without showing some love to producer Jennifer Cascardo. I need to see tiger emojis in the chat, especially as we celebrate hitting 47,000 passengers on One Man, Three Hearts. Guys, the creator of the Heart Train, marketing strategist, the genius behind One Man, Three Hearts, and of course our moderator that always holds it down, co-content creator, producer Jennifer Cascardo, guys. W's in the chat and tiger emojis. Producer Jennifer says at 47,000 share Spotlight Victory short posted, we could find a donor if they are healthy runner. Share away, guys. Thank you all so much. 21 million views are now in sight. Let's ride up. Thank you, guys. Have a blessed and wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. Slot Mess, UK Duff Girl, I'm so proud of you. You made my day. Seeing you this morning, I hope that you continue to be well. Ghost Unspeakable, here with us this morning. Elaine, our Drea, Slot Mess, Levithia, we love you and we see you. I love you guys. And I hope to see you tomorrow, okay, guys? 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Spotlight Victory with keynote Helene Neville. All right, guys, I love you. Wonderful, wonderful day to you all. Thank you.